So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio actually kicked on the face of Ryback. So stories of an 8-man tag match. I'm not going to take everybody's names. So Ryback and Rey Mysterio were in the ring, and you can very clearly see he kicked on the face of Ryback. Now you know what the best thing Ryback did? He took his face towards Rey Mysterio so that he can take less damage. But yeah, he actually kicked on the face. There was nothing fake about that. But anyways, great stuff from both of them. So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio did a correction on the spot in this match. So stories of an episode of SmackDown, Rey Mysterio took on Crash. Now see, Rey Mysterio wanted to go for a Hurricane Rana, but he misses his opponent's head, and the moment he realized it, he turned it into Tornado DDT. Because the way Rey Mysterio set up this move, I think he went for a Hurricane Rana. But bad luck, I guess. Now Rey Mysterio usually don't miss this type of stuff, but mistakes happen with the hands of human, and Rey Mysterio is a human, right? So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio took an real revenge from Finlay. So this is really interesting story. So stories about Rey Mysterio versus Finlay on an episode of SmackDown. Now in this match, Finlay actually kicked Rey Mysterio on the face. You can see it hurt him. But after some time, Rey Mysterio also gave a rapid kick on the face. Now Rey Mysterio usually don't connect this kick, but this time he connected. Now I know Rey Mysterio doesn't do stuff like this, but sometimes it's okay. So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio gave two different moves to two wrestlers at the same time, and it's not a 619. So stories about Rey Mysterio and Batista was Eminem in a steel cage match. Now John Morrison was laying in the ring and Rey Mysterio and Joey Mercury was standing on the ropes. Rey Mysterio gave a bulldog and leg drop at the same time. You can see this was really unique stuff from Rey Mysterio. So this was the softest moonsault by Rey Mysterio to Kane. So stories of Armageddon 2005, Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Kane and Big Show. Now Rey Mysterio came in the match and gave his softest moonsault. There was no force. It was just a good looking moonsault on the stomach of Kane. Now I'm no one to tell you whether it hurt him or not, but might be his softest. So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio gave an hard kick to Kane on the chest, but still it didn't hurt him. So stories of a tag team match, Batista was there with Rey Mysterio. Now Rey Mysterio gave an hard kick on the chest of Kane, but Kane was like nothing happened. You can see the way he gave that kick felt like it was one of the strongest kicks of Rey Mysterio. Nothing happened. So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio gave a big boot, and I'm damn sure you would have never seen this. So stories of Rey Mysterio vs Eddie Guerrero Judgment Day 2005. So Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero were fighting, and Rey Mysterio unexpectedly pulled a big boot on the face of Eddie Guerrero. This was just amazing. Rey Mysterio is not a big guy, but still he managed to give a big boot on the face of Eddie Guerrero. That's not easy. This was the first loss of Rey Mysterio in WWE. So stories of Rey Mysterio vs Kurt Angle SummerSlam 2002. Kurt Angle makes Rey Mysterio tap out and handing him the first loss. Now Rey Mysterio only had two matches and the third match he had was against Kurt Angle, which he lost. Now Kurt Angle is also the first person to make Rey Mysterio tap out. So this was the moment when Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio recreated the Hardy Boys' iconic move Poetry in Motion. So stories of a fatal five-way match, Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, JBL and Christian were there. Now Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio together give the Poetry in Motion. This move is a very famous move of Hardy Boys. The crowd popped at this moment and Rey Mysterio performed it like he was performing it every day. So this wrestler wasn't able to catch Rey Mysterio. So stories about Rey Mysterio versus Shelton Benjamin on an episode of SmackDown. This was a very short and sweet match. So Rey Mysterio started running in the ring, but Shelton Benjamin literally wasn't able to catch him. At the end, Rey Mysterio set him up for a 619, but Benjamin wasn't able to catch him. Now this was the match when Rey Mysterio's shoelaces opened two times in a single match. Now this is interesting. So stories of Rey Mysterio was super crazy. So I think Rey Mysterio had some problems with his shoes because not only once but Rey Mysterio's shoelaces opened two times in a single match. Now usually it doesn't happen with wrestlers, but as I said, it might have to do something with his shoes. Not a big deal, right? So this was the moment when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio spot went so wrong that it could have injured Rey Mysterio. So stories of Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero SummerSlam 2005. Now the ladders were stacked like this, you can see, and Rey Mysterio gave a back body drop. But after that, ladder structure collapsed and Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero both fell. Now it looked very dangerous, but both were okay. So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio did a cool slide on his knees. So stories about Rey Mysterio's match on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio wanted to dodge his attack by sliding under his opponent's leg, but Rey Mysterio unexpectedly did a knee slide which was absolutely beautiful. It was very smooth and Rey Mysterio did it flawlessly.
So this was the moment when Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero kicked each other at the same time. So stories of Survivor Series 2003, Fatal 4-Way, Rey Mysterio, Chavo, Spike Dudley and Billy Kidman. Now Rey Mysterio and Chavo both kicked each other at the same time. I have never seen something like this. We have seen clotheslines, but this was just perfect. So this was the counter that Rey Mysterio has never did. So stories about Rey Mysterio versus Edge, a PPV level matchup on SmackDown. So Edge Irish whipped Rey Mysterio on the steel steps, but Rey Mysterio did a front flip over the steel steps. I have never seen something like this. Yeah, it's easy for Rey Mysterio, but still Rey Mysterio never used to do it. So this was the moment when CM Punk literally jumped on Rey Mysterio's head. So stories of Armageddon 2008, CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. So Rey Mysterio was standing down, but CM Punk jumped on Rey Mysterio, directly landing on Rey Mysterio's head. You can see Rey Mysterio was a little bit hurt, and after going in the ring, he was still showing some signs that he was hurt. It was an accident, but it could have been dangerous.